Your second speaker, code 170. Let's try something.
Hi. Let's try something. Hold your arms out in front of you. Come on, actually do it with me. With your thumbs pointing down. Then cross your arms and interlock your hands. Now. No, down is this way, ma'am. Nice. Now, on the count of 3, I need you to do exactly as I do. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry about that. That might have seemed kind of random, but this icebreaker was my way of helping us get to know each other better. You now know me as the handsome male who begins a speech with a magic trick. And I know you as someone who can't follow simple instructions. But really, do we know each other? I mean, we're up here sharing our most intimate stories. But after tonight, will we ever talk? Really talk again? We're not making an effort to truly know the people in our lives. And it has divided us. The guy who lives in the cubicle next to us at work, the lady we sweat with every Tuesday at yoga, or that friend who must be okay because she hasn't said otherwise. Psychologist Nicholas Epley asked best friends to name the simplest facts about each other. Things they were sure they knew, like if they'd rather go to a party than read a book. They were wrong. More than 75% of the time. If we don't care to know those things, how could we possibly know when our coworker's husband is terribly sick? When a classmate feels sad and alone, or even poses a threat to themselves or others? We've become intimate strangers. So today, let's put our best hand forward. First, we'll analyze why we know so little about those closest to us. Next, we'll explore just how deeply this hurts both us and them. And finally, let's discover what we must do right now to make these relationships more than just illusions. Now, the magician's code prevents me from telling you how I did that little trick in the beginning. But I can tell you what turns us into intimate strangers. First, we mistake knowing each other for knowing each other well. Therapist Michelle Redmond notes that on social media, we think we're intimate. I say think because what we post is so often positive, when our reality is different. Yes, we post pictures of our promposals and fitness regimes. But we often hesitate to reveal what could truly bring us together. Our stress, our shortcomings, our failure to stick to those fitness regimes, and the TV shows we binge watch instead. Like Dora. In HD. And no wonder we feign happiness. According to USC professor Emilio Ferrara, positive posts are liked 400% more. Meanwhile, we dismiss intimate, honest posts as oversharing or TMI. New York's Caitlin DiBiase recently posted to her friends, "I've been depressed a third of my life. Calm on the outside, but screaming for help on the inside." She was ignored. Not a like, not a share, not a single reply. We've built a culture of undersharing, where there is no room for a Caitlin DiBiase, for you or for me. Now, even when we do open up, we face the second cause of our problem. We often form deeper connections only with those who look like us. A Reuters poll found that 40% of us surround ourselves exclusively with friends of our own race. Now, my Silicon Valley high school is diverse, statistically, but Korean students hang out with Koreans, Latinos with Latinos, whites with whites. I'm no different. And that's sad, especially for Indians, because they're stuck with me. The president of our Chinese-Taiwanese society told me we glorify being around other races without interacting with those races. And she's right. I had never talked to her before. We celebrate our diversity, when those we truly know often aren't diverse at all. And that's not an illusion. Because the harms of this mindset are all too real. And they can start right in our homes. 4 months ago, Nicholas Cruz entered Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School and opened fire. Cruz's adoptive mother, Kimberly Sneak, told CNN, "I can't process what he's done. This isn't the person we knew." He used to introduce himself with, "Hi, I'm Nick. I'm a school shooter." But his mother said this isn't the person she knew. Sandy Hook shooter Adam Lanza would spend his time making a spreadsheet of mass murders. But his father said this isn't the person he knew. Santa Fe shooter Dimitrios Pagortzis would wear a custom Born to Kill t-shirt and a jacket covered in Nazi symbols. But his family said this isn't the person they knew. So many others knew. But to the people who lived closest to them, to the people who saw them every day, to the people who loved them the most, Nicholas, Adam, Dimitrios, Dylan, Eric, Stephen, Mark, nothing more than intimate strangers. This is how far it can go. But it starts small. Because Psychology Today reports that 60% of us keep things from our partner. Because the Chicago Tribune finds that half the city's teens don't share their stress with anyone. Because it took the suicides of Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain for my friends to finally post to each other, "If you're struggling, hit me up." We think we know everything we need to know about the people in our lives. And then it shocks us when we find that we really don't. It shocked me, too. My family moves a lot, so I've learned the secret to knowing people. Athletic hobbies, like magic and speech and debate. When I moved from India to Illinois freshman year, I sat next to this girl in English class. Let's call her Hope. Now, Hope didn't look like me. I was shy and scared, so I tried the trick I shared with you. A twist or two later, I had a friend. Hope asked me how it felt to move so often. For the first time, I opened up and said it made me scared to get close to anyone. No one else had bothered to ask. Meanwhile, I noticed something mysterious. Hope always wore full sleeves that covered her arms. Eventually, I found the courage and asked. She wasn't offended. She told me, "Oh yeah, I've been depressed for the past year, and self-harm is just how I cope." Long, thin, blood-red scratches that closed up during the day, only to be reopened during the night. Hope told me that I was the first person she had talked to about it. No one else had bothered to ask her either. We all have a hope in our lives. Someone waiting for us to ask them for their story. Someone waiting to hear ours. And social analyst Heather Hosley teaches us how. Ask the check-in questions, like, no, how are you really doing? So, okay, you don't have to ask. I'll just teach you how I did my little icebreaker back there. Because if breaking the magician's code is what it takes to bring us closer, I'm down. First, reach out. To the friend that seems distant, don't assume it's because of you. Then, cross over, right over left, and deepen your conversations with those who seem different from you. And here's the trickiest part. When we say, no, down is this way, ma'am, we sneakily flip our left hand over 180 degrees. It might feel awkward, but all it takes is a little practice to open up. Now we're all finally pointing. Now we're all finally pointing in the right direction. This is ours now. So take it with you, or make your own magic. But spread the message that our connections are strong, that we won't be divided. Because we've learned that knowing each other is more than just a trick. So, hi. Let's try something.